Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. We are so glad you're here. I'm about to fix lunch and this video goes directly to food security. I'm using everything in level 1 and it is going to be so easy. I love tomato soup. I love it out of Campbell's canned, sometimes made with water, sometimes made with milk. I kind of grew up on that with cheese sandwiches. Oh, yum. Jim doesn't like it, and so I'm going to try a quick and easy homemade tomato soup to see if he likes that just a little bit better. So we'll see. So the first thing that I'm going to do is put a little bit of ghee in this pan. And then I'll go over the other ingredients with you while we wait for that to melt.
You're on.
Okay. So the things that we have in level 1 already, that this did not require us to go on a trip to the store at all. We have a year's supply of ghee out there on our shelves. It is shelf-stable butter, and I will put the video to how you make ghee from butter. All you do is remove the milk solids. It's a process, and it tastes like butter, it acts like butter, it is yummy as can be, and it's shelf-stable, needs no refrigeration. Then a few months ago, we did quite a series on how convenient having these large cans of tomato puree is. And we decided that we really like the Cento brand, although you can use anything, but in puree, it has so much versatility. And we did several videos on this, and you can check those out as well. So we're going to be using 1 can of this puree. Then we also have a supply of chicken broth. I try to make my own chicken broth. I can hardly keep ahead of it because we use it so much. So we buy these by the case as well. So we'll be using 1 can of this. Now after that, there's no recipe for this. I make it different every time I've made it. Last time I think I got it too heavily seasoned, but this time I'm going to be a little bit more careful about that. And I'm going to lightly season it with some Italian seasoning, and that's going to be it. And then I'm also going to, in this frying pan right now, I had a little piece of onion left in my refrigerator, so I diced it quite thin, quite small, and we're just going to give this a quick little saute. Also, I had some leftover dinner rolls, and so I'm going to make some cheese toast in the air fryer to go with our tomato soup. So we'll put this in about 5 minutes before the soup is done. All right, while we're waiting for these to saute to where they are lightly browned, I'm going to open our cans. So we'll be back when we're ready for the next step.
Okay, here we go.
So the onions are golden brown. Let's see if this is... And I added a little bit of broth to keep them from burning. I'm going to add 1 can of broth, scraping off the lid to the puree, and adding a full can of puree. And then I'm going to put more water in this can. Now, last time I made this soup, I added about this much liquid. I added a couple of cups, which this can is, of chicken broth, and look how thick it still is. So I added some more water, and this is where you get to do whatever you want to get it to the consistency that is right for you. Now this is really still thick, so I'm going to add some more water. And I set it in the refrigerator. I used it for lunch for several mornings in a row, and I thought it was really good. And every single time I heated it up, I added a little bit more water. And so it wasn't really to my taste until I had added quite a bit more water. So this looks about right to me, and I have this much water left in a full can. So I probably added about 3/4 of a can of water from the puree. I think that looks about right. But again, it is your call on what you want to do. So I'm going to now just lightly sprinkle it with this Italian seasoning. And I'm going to add some pepper. And some salt. The puree is completely unseasoned. And I'll stir this in. And you can add, whatever other vegetables you might like. I actually looked for some celery leaves in my refrigerator, some leftover at the end of a stalk of celery. I thought I had some, but I don't. But I probably would add a few little chopped celery leaves in there too, but you can do it however you wish. I'm going to take a taste here and see how we're doing with flavor. That's pretty good. Then also, you can add some cream to it. It has a very strong tomato taste, which of course tomato soup should have. I can barely taste the onions. They haven't mingled yet, and it really gets better every single day after you refrigerate whatever is left after you've served it the first time. So, Jim, do you want a little bit of cream in here, or do you want it just the way it is?
Just the way it is fine.
Okay, so you don't like cream of tomato soup?
I like it, but let's just go ahead and leave it this way.
Okay. So it would be easy to do a little cream.
Then put some cream in.
I may do it as a kind of a garnish as we're ready to eat it. So this will give us a couple of lunches easy. When I have it for lunch, I have about a cup. It's very low on calories. A lot of good nutrition in there with those tomatoes. So I'm just going to let this blend flavors for, maybe 5 or 7 minutes, and we will be back, and then we'll dish up our lunch. So I'm putting out the cheesy rolls. Boy, did they turn out delicious. Let's set this aside.
They do look good.
They do. And I'm just going to get a little more than a cup for me. And I can see the onions swirling there. And I can see evidence of the Italian seasoning. And because we don't know if Jim is going to like this or not, we're just going to put a little in his bowl. And he chooses to stay behind the camera today. And so after we're off camera and he tastes this, I will give you a report in the description of the video of how he liked it. Now, for me, I'm going to, let me shake this up. This is our whipping cream left over from Christmas, which was been about 3 weeks ago. Oh, but it's good until February 21st, so we're good. So I'm just going to decorate mine just a little bit with a swirl and some drops of cream. Oh, I'm not decorative at all.
Overlapping infinities.
Yes, overlapping infinities. So I'm just going to stir this up and have a little taste. Oh, it's perfect. It's lightly seasoned. Much better than my last batch. And I do like the cream in it too. I didn't have cream in my last batch at all. So we're going to enjoy lunch now, and we will be back soon with more videos. Meanwhile, be sure that you check the video description to find out how Jim liked it. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you very soon for more videos.